Hey friends, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy, and on today's review for you, it must be the luck of the Irish because today I'm drinking Greenstone. Greenstone is a 5.5% American Pale Ale from Old Nation Brewing Company in Williamston, Michigan. So, this is what it feels like when all your dreams come true. May as well just retire and call it quits now. I've already reviewed Boxer, Boss Tweed, and M43 on the channel, and my last review to complete the Old Nation New Orthodox IPA series is this elusive target, Greenstone. Now, I was able to get a taste of this at my local World of Beer, but I've never had an actual can of it to review for the channel. So when I was on my way back from the Burning Foot Beer Festival in Muskegon last week or 2 weeks ago, I made sure to stop at Old Nation to pick this up. So I've talked pretty in depth about Old Nation before, and you can check out my review of M43 right over here. So I'm going to skip the formality, and I'm just going to go ahead and open this up and get this baby started. So I'm going to grab my Old Nation pint glass that I got from Old Nation in Williamston. Let's crack this open. And pour it. Let's give it a whiff here. Has that kind of Old Nation, you know, Orthodox, New Orthodox IPA kind of smell to it. It's a little hoppy, a little dank. Has a little bit of a citrus note to it. Look at that. It's nice and hazy. As Old Nation says, haze is good. Yeah, I get a lot more dankness to it when I pour it into the glass, obviously. It's got a nice golden, kind of almost orange juicy kind of look to it. I think M43 and Boss Tweed are a little bit hazier than this, but they're all kind of, if you put them right next to each other, if you didn't know the difference, you wouldn't know the difference because you couldn't tell the difference. You couldn't tell one from the next. It's got a nice little head here, some bursts of kind of medium-sized bubbles, but a lot of really small bubbles around the edge. Again, smell some dankness to it. It has a little bit of a, maybe a little bit of a citrusy kind of smell. That's really good. So the first drink is really bright, really citrusy. Get a nice orangey taste when, you know, in that first little drink that subsides. You get a little bit of that hoppy bitterness that you would expect from Old Nation and their kind of New England style IPA beers, these four, you know, the four that I mentioned before. On this one, it feels like the aftertaste kind of lingers a little bit longer. Has kind of a zesty, like a zing to it. And that, the aftertaste, like I said, has that kind of hoppy bitterness to it, but it also, you get this kind of sweet, limey kind of taste on the back end. It kind of just like lingers there. It's really faint, really subtle on the back. It's all kind of hanging out on the back of my tongue, whereas I feel kind of the bitterness in the middle. Get one more little drink of this. And I lied. Maybe not a little drink, but a nice swig. Let me get another one. Yeah, just a nice refreshing IPA. You get that fruity burst up front. You get the bitterness that kind of comes in, the hoppiness, kind of that tropical hoppiness, a little piney. That all subsides. You get that nice, really nice, subtle kind of lime aftertaste that kind of just keeps your mouth really kind of bright It feels really refreshing. I don't know. I think again, you know, M43 is a league of its own when it comes to these New England style IPAs. Boss Tweed is just another step beyond that. It's Boss Tweed is really awesome. Boxer's really good. It feels like it captures a little bit more of the IPA, traditional IPA. It's like an M43, but more of a traditional IPA. So you get that kind of juiciness. You get that kind of sweet citrus juice. This one is more of a, you get the citrus, the juicy citrus. It like I said, it just kind of fades into that limey kind of taste. It just sits in your mouth. It's a little bit lighter. It doesn't feel so thick. The mouthfeel in this is, obviously, all of these hazy beers from Old Nation have a really thick mouthfeel. This one probably has the lightest of the bunch, and that's a good thing. It's nice that you can kind of, these 4 different beers set themselves apart. They're not just the same kind of play. I mean, they're very, very, very similar, but the subtleness to each of them is, I think, what makes them all just so good and so different and so worthy and so worth your time to go and try and find. And speaking of going and trying to find, I'm going to leave a link down below. This is like within the next couple days here, next week. Old Nation has this thing going on right now through Eventbrite where you can buy a ticket. It's a $5 ticket. There are 3 different days that you can go to Williamston and you can pick up a case of Boss Tweed, which is their double New England style IPA. Really hard to find, really elusive. The only time I've ever had it, besides at the brewery, was when I brought like a 32-ounce growler, and that's what I used for my review. It's $103 to buy a case. So you buy the $5 ticket from Eventbrite, you get to go to Old Nation's tap room, you buy a case of Old Nation Boss Tweed. I mean, for me, I think it's a little steep. I live like an hour from Williamston, which isn't close by any means, but, you know, if I have a Saturday or a Sunday, a weekend day that's free, I can just go out there and pick up a growler and bring it home. I just think $103 is pretty steep. I think when you work it all out with the $5 ticket and $103, you're paying $18 for a 4-pack. You know, that's not really that's kind of cost prohibitive, you know. So anyways, like I said, I'll leave a link down below to the Eventbrite thing, the event from Eventbrite with Old Nation. I don't know if it's sold out yet. When you see this video, it might be. If not, and you're interested in getting Boss Tweed, this might be your best bet if you're just going to make a one-time trip to Williamston to get it. And friends, the end of an era is right here. Greenstone from Old Nation, my last review in the new Orthodox IPA series from Old Nation. I guess I'm just going to have to start catching that magic reviewing Sanders Bumpy Cake and Daymouse. And Daymouse is actually really good. But, you know, that's okay. Just keeps taking me further and further on my beer journey. So what are some other Michigan breweries, now that I've kind of completed the Old Nation thing with their little series? What are some other Michigan breweries that I've missed out on and that are putting out really good stuff that I should take notice of and bring to you guys? Let me know in the comments down below. I know that I'll be reviewing Arbor Brewing's Bliss Wheat really soon, which was viewer suggested. So if you have any other suggestions, let me know. And I guess while you're down there telling me about your favorite Michigan breweries, why not like the video or subscribe to my channel? It's absolutely free. You can also find links to my social media like my Facebook and my Instagram or my blog at drafttherapy.com. Again, all of it free to viewers like you. And I just want to mention, big shout out to a viewer, Chris. If you're watching, thanks for watching. I saw him at my local beer store. Now he knows the source. So anyways, until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. And remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.